Wild Pack, it's Mama Bear, and I am here with your pick a card tarot reading for October. October. What year is this? Who cares? It's 2024, but who cares? It's October. So here I am, and wowzers in the powsers about this tarot reading for this month or any month, because the card and the animal archetype that just bounced right in will leave you a little bit astounded. And I will tell you that if you're watching this video, you are, I know all YouTubers say this, I know that, but you are in the right place at the right time, because this month is all about opening up your intuition and diving into what's considered secret knowledge, but the knowledge is available to everybody. You just have to have the eyes to see and the ears to listen. Well, that cuts out 3/4 of the population, but you're here, and that means that you're there, which means you're here. So all that said, welcome. If we haven't met yet, I'm Mama Bear. My name is Bernadette King, but folks call me Mama Bear. And I'm going to start this reading off a little bit different. I'm asking you to have a little bit of patience, because this is October. You know that the veil is thinning. By the time we get to Halloween time and Dia de la Muerta and, all the good stuff, you may think you're losing your mind if you don't work in the metaphysical industry, if you haven't been studying your spiritual practices. I talked to a client today. You know who you are. Hello. I love you. And she's like, I don't know what's happening to me. Oh my God. And I'm like, you're going through a spiritual awakening. And she's like, what does that mean? And I explained it to her, and I'm like shrugging it off. But I sometimes forget that those of us that have been through our spiritual awakenings, and some of us have been through 3 or 4 or more, it can be a real wowzer in the powsers, like I said earlier. So all of that said, I know you're going through a spiritual awakening. You are being guided to anything that's going to help you open your intuition and be comfortable with it and understand how to control it, how to interpret the messages. And you might even be guided to work with tarot, spirit animals, angels, all of the above. So the one thing you have to know right up front is I'm going to be telling you guys about my new mentorship, which is getting certified in working with my deck, the Arc Animal Tarot and Oracle deck. The link to the read all about it is below. And for those of you that are really wanting to be serious practitioners of tarot, especially for those of you that want to build your business online. I just finished a class where I mentored folks about how to make 6 figures online with their business, whatever it is. And I do really well. And I don't make a secret of that, because I want you all to do well. I'm not bragging. I want you all to do well. And so included in this mentorship, every week we have a big section on, getting your business going and getting traffic to your websites. I get over 1 million people a month to my websites. And so from that, I get, customers and loyal fans and, all that kind of stuff. So, and I love every one of you more than I can say, because every one of you that work with me or follow me, you love animals and you want to do something for animals. And that's the only reason I wake up in the morning is, what can I do for animals today to stop cruelty? And that means human animals also. So all that said, I'm going to start this out a little bit differently, which is I'm going to ask you, we're not going to go through a full-blown meditation, but the card and the animal archetype, they're no joke. And I'm being called to go through this carefully and thoroughly, so that you all understand, when you start to feel like this through October and you start to get psychic impressions like you've never gotten before, and you start to have kind of unrest in some of your relationships because you're headed towards working with universal law, which means always doing the right thing, always having great ethics, always making the right choice, no matter how hard it is, and moving away from people who lie or who don't have good ethics or um, will give you a ration of poo about being involved in the metaphysical world because they make fun of it or they really don't like it, they're afraid of it. Your vibration will not be able to exist happily or with joy or fulfilling your spirit, your soul contract. It won't vibe with that. Eventually you'll doink, 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 doink as you vibe. You'll vibe right out of that nonsense. So there's a lot going on. I know that you guys are going through it. I know because I get emails every day. And people in class, they look at a lot of different YouTubers and study a lot of different people because they're in it to win it, meaning they want to do what their soul calling is at the highest levels, and they're working it so they don't have to reverse it, right? Okay. So by the way, I have to give a shout out to this t-shirt, Timu. You can't sit with us. And there is Elvira and Morticia Adams and Mrs. Munster. And for whatever life of me, I can't remember who that gal is. I don't know. Somebody will tell me. She's sexy. And yeah, so this is about as sexy as I got today. But I love this t-shirt. I bought it for everybody I know that loves this stuff. So you can't sit with us. You all can sit with me, but it's a high school story. But anyway, actually it's an adult story too. But going on, what I'd like you to do is just get comfortable, lay down, take a seat, do your dishes, do whatever will put you in a quiet moment. And I just want you to breathe in and breathe out. And I want you to calm yourself down. I want you to focus and just relax. Just make that all that vibrational oh my gosh go through, because here is the card that has come. This card has come for you today. Now, here are the cards that showed up for you today. In my deck, the spider is the High Priestess, and the High Priestess in the Rider-Waite Tarot deck is the High Priestess. And that is the deck that my deck is based on in terms of tarot, to do tarot readings. And if you don't want to work with it to do tarot readings, you don't have to. You can just work with the animals in an oracular, being an oracle, which is why it's called tarot and oracle deck. Because the call to the actual tarot card is not so prevalent, so that it doesn't really stick in your consciousness and it blows your reading if you're just working with animals. Anyway, so just get very quiet and set whatever intention you like to watch this reading today, to watch this pick a card reading, and listen to the messages that it has. However, I would really like you to set the intention that any divine messages that you may have missed before, that you are ready for them, and please come to you in a fashion that's easily recognizable and easily absorbed, and that will be helpful to everyone. And okay, somebody out there, and this might sound like, well, duh, if hundreds or thousands of people are watching you, then of course you're going to have somebody out there is going to have this. But somebody out there has got an earache, and I mean earache. It is infected. It is giving you a headache. It's into your sinuses, and it may be your child that is having problems with their ears, but I think it's might be your kid, might be you. I got a toss up on that because it hurts very badly. And there's something, I think it's probably you. There's something about hearing aids that has come into play. So will you just write me, Bernadette at whatismyspiritanimal.com, if it's you, and let me know if it's you. Or catch me later in the week. I'm going to do a couple lives, maybe 3 through the weekend, through the rest of the weekend. This is pre-recorded. You got to know that. But anyway, so just get quiet and breathe in and breathe out. Ask Spider, Grandma Spider, in fact, to talk with you. Ask the High Priestess to show you what parts of you, which are all parts, but whatever the parts you're ready to see now, are her, because they're about balance and they're lunar symbols. And you've got the pillars, which puts her the right between the pillars of truth, the pillars of life, the pillars of everything, and they lead to the world behind her. And then you've got this moon down here, and then sorry, I'm so sorry. And she's got her moon triple crown on, right? So there's a lot that goes into her. And I'll leave the full description, the link to my website, Building Beautiful Souls, and stop at Chester. And I'll write some about the spider description. Well, actually, I have an article, a full article on what is my spirit animal, what am I thinking? And of course, that's a card in my deck. There's 149 animals in my deluxe deck. And that's what we'll be working with in the mentorship and also the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. And man, I just want to say, take this mentorship. You will be able to give accurate evidential messages like you never, ever, ever imagined. That's what I teach. Evidence, how to give evidence, how to get accuracy every time. Every time. And if you look at my reviews, you'll find that's what I do. And I can teach you how to do that. And all my students will be like, yep, she'll get it out of you. Anyway, so I'm going to dive deep into the symbolism of this for you now. And I am going to start with spider, because on my card, the wolf spider with all of her babies, that's who wanted to be in the deck. And you'll find no CGI, and you'll find no AI in my deck. They are all real pictures of real animals, which sends you the real energy. That's what you connect with in my deck, is the real energy of the real animal. Now, having said that, I know lots of you are afraid of spiders, and I can completely understand that, but they hold so much power and wisdom into, call it whatever you want. I don't particularly prefer it when people call it the occult. It's correct, and there's nothing wrong with that word, but it gives people like, woo, boogity, boogity, boogity vibes, right? But there are a bajillion kind of spiders. And so if wolf spider freaks you out, then what's another spider that you vibe with? Can you work with that energy? But when you're talking about the High Priestess, I think the wolf spider is perfect, because High Priestess is very much like a mom, very much. And when you're raising babies, or you're creating something like a business that starts out as a baby, or you start to go down your spiritual path, they call them baby witches on Instagram and TikTok and that kind of thing. And there are any number of people in the Wiccan community, the witch community, pagan community, that don't particularly care for that phrase. I've never been able to figure out why, but they don't. But anyway, but nonetheless, you are creating babies everywhere you go. And let's say that you go through the line at the grocery store and you notice that the cashier is like mopey, and you try to engage him or her in just a short conversation, and you smile at them and you say something kind and they smile, you've created a baby. You've created a baby butterfly. And that butterfly effect will go on for how long? You don't know. You have no idea how long that goes, how many people that gal or that gent or, them will smile at, will turn the frown upside down, all that kind of thing, right? And so when you talk about secret knowledge, which is everything the high priestess is about, when you talk about mysticism, when you talk about intuition and trusting your intuition and growing your intuition, you've got to take a look at the animals that for hundreds and hundreds of years have represented that. I mean, if you go into the shamanic community, my God, I mean, spiders are sacred to them. And I'm not, I don't identify as shamanic. I don't identify as Wiccan or pagan or witchy poo. I'm just mama bear, and I'm working with the spirit totem and power animals and animal spirit guides. And that's what I do. But having a name, well, I'm not so much into that. I'm, I'm, I'm every woman. It's all in me. Any mystic you want now, baby. I do it naturally. That's me. So, um, I would take time through this month and I would study spider and I would study high priestess and those parts of those, like the animal and then the Rider Waite Smith card that really strike true in your spirit. That's what you work with. That's what you incorporate into your daily life. You can ask high priestess to come to you, and you can ask, um, spider to come to you, but be careful. And be clear with the animal spirit world how many spiders you want, or you might get what they got in Harry Potter when they went to visit that old tarantula dude, and 9,000 babies came out to feast on Harry and Ron, and they barely made it out. It won't be like that, but you may find a spider a day or a few spiders a day, or they just, they might just keep popping up. So be clear with the animal kingdom what you're looking for, and work with those parts. Now, when you talk about, I'm going to grab that article because I want to share my screen with you guys. I want to show you something in the, on what is my spirit animal. I've got like 400 animals or something with their, with detailed, like what they're about, their symbolism, their meaning, that kind of thing. And I'll show you this. How do I share screen on Restream? There's my question. Oh yeah, a bunch of you guys asked me what program I use to stream and whatnot, and it's Restream. I just love it. Okay, you should be able to see my screen now, right? Okay, and I pulled out this just so you know, the major arcana. Well, really, the entire tarot is connected symbolically. It can be connected to Joseph Campbell's The Hero's Journey. And so when you look up what the high priestess is, it's reflecting, on inner knowledge, intuition, and she represents, or she parallels, the hero's connection to their inner guide, right? Okay. So when you take a look at spider on what is my spirit animal, if you are watching this video, there is every part of you. What does it read? When spider slides in as your spirit animal, it's time to weave your wishes into a reality. Okay. Because the gossamer, beautiful, delicate web of a spider is nature's mandala. It is a reminder about balance in all things. It is a reminder that we have the skill to make it up and down and around with not much to hang on to. You know, we always say hanging on by a thread. That's it. That's spider energy. And spider absolutely, hold on, you guys. I just discovered. Oh, for God's sake. Okay. My little poof poof. Um, you that goes on my microphone so I don't sound like Wicked Witch of the West. Like that's going to stop me from sounding like Wicked Witch of the West. Give me a second. I just have to laugh at that because what a bunch of baloney. Okay, so I would tell you that if you're hanging on by a thread, keep hanging and climb up because you can. Stop wallowing. Stop being afraid that you're going to drop off the thread. You're not. And you're not because you're going to call on High Priestess energy and you're going to call on spider as a spirit animal, whatever spider you want. Bernadette's totally into wolf spiders. I think they're the cutest damn things. And those little jumping spiders, oh my God, they're so cute. Do I want one? No. Do I want them in my house? No. But I'm fascinated by YouTube videos of them every day. So you're not, you're only going to fall off the thread that you're hanging by if you let go. Don't do that. Don't let go. Keep going. If you're going through hell, keep going. What was the president that said that? Winston Churchill was not president, but I believe Winston Churchill said that. Now, let's say that spider is your totem animal and you really resonate with that. Like for me, I resonate with bear. I call on bear energy for all things, all things. And bears hook me up every time, including saving my life. That's a couple videos that are going to come out here shortly where I show you guys in pictures how bear saved my life while I was sitting right in a hospital and about to go into a major surgery in literally seconds. And I had to make a decision, go or don't. So if you identify with spider as your totem, please, I'm begging you, don't be afraid of your intuition. Don't be afraid of your psychic anything. Get out there and do whatever makes you feel comfortable that will develop and open your intuition and psychicness, because I've been told by not only the High Priestess but Spider that those of you that are willing to open your intuition and you are down with spiders, right? And you'll resonate with the teaching of spider because that is your totem. You're in for the ride of your life between now and the end of the year. Not to say that if you're not really fond of spiders, like you're like that you can't learn from them and you can't have the growth that you want. You know you want it. So why not get it? Why not? You see what I'm saying? Just get it and stick to being balanced on that web and keep going at it because you're being called. I don't know why you're being called to open up your intuition and your psychicness. I understand it's October and I understand the veil is thinning and I understand that's a humongous subject during October and whatnot. You should have seen my face when the High Priestess and the Spider came out in this pick a card reading. I just sat here and I thought, well, do I draw again? Because they're not going to believe that I didn't handpick this. They're not going to believe it. Like if it had been a bat, right? But if it had been a bat or some other creepy crawly, I don't think bats are creepy crawly, but what's considered creepy crawly during Halloween, a black cat, which by the way, let me just make this plea. Black cats are the least adopted cats during the year, but more black cats suffer and are killed because people are they're just terrified. They think that all the old wives' tales are true, they do terrible things to black cats. So if you have the opportunity to rescue a black cat, please do that. I'm not saying that you have to take it into your home and make it, your fur baby forever, although that would be super cool. But please do your best throughout this month to keep an eye out for black cats and do your very best for them, because it is not a good month for them. Anyway, statistically. Anyway, all that said, it you can definitely benefit with opening your intuition and, learning psychic skills, even if you're a beginner, if you'll work closely with the High Priestess and the Spider, right? Those tarot cards. Now, power animals, as it was taught to me, are the animal that you step out of to be yourself. So you're really a spider, but you're also really a horse, really a unicorn, really, you have all of those animals inside of you, because we are all connected and we're all one. Believe me, I know how woo-woo that sounds, but the longer that I do this, which has been 30 years and over 60,000 readings, I know these things to be true. So not that you have spider in you or spider energy in you, you are spider energy. And when you need to walk through the world or balance on something that's like, oh, spider energy will help you find your balance like no other animal. No other animal, no other insect, no other mammal, no other anything in the water animals and fire animal. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. So I hope that you're still just breathing and focusing and sitting in quiet, because the amount and power and magic and medicine of spider is no joke. It is really, truly no joke. And your being here watching this today, no joke. But if you go to this article, and the link will be down in the description, you'll find that in this article, there's all kinds of things, types of spiders. What do they mean symbolically? The symbolism of spider colors. What does that mean? It's colors mean what they mean, but they mean something different when they're on a spider. And then you've got like, well, what do the Hindu and the Buddhists think about them? In Islamic myth, Egyptian myth, Greek and Roman, Celtic, in China, Japanese, African, there's a huge, it's just a huge art. Oh, the jumping spider. I love them. There's a wolf spider, and there's, this guy is a little creepy. He looks, I don't know if you guys were born. Let me not say that, because somebody's going to say that's appropriation. Maybe, but it's true, but I'm not going to say it. But now you've got types of spiders. You've got black widows and you do not want a huntsman spider in your house or anywhere near you. So, there's spider called. The reason I'm going through all this is for those of you that are maybe afraid of spiders, for those of you that are like, I hate this reading, maybe you do. And maybe you don't want to look at the spiders, but really wish you would. And for those of you that are like spider averse, stop sharing. Okay. So for those of you that are spider averse, then just study the High Priestess and look at her information on several different sites that you like, because there are some of us that have like in-depth meanings of them or really good, well-written meanings. And you may have a book, right? Turn to your book, whatever your favorite book is about tarot, and just sit in quiet and ask the High Priestess to show you what is important for you to know, for instance. And yes, this is going to spin back around to this is why you should take my mentorship and get certified in the arc. But about a year and a half ago, I was having some pretty significant health problems, and I needed to restructure my business so that it could accommodate my healing. And I was like, oh my God. Well, I've had people begging me to put classes together for years. I don't know why I didn't. I've done everything else. I've produced an award-winning best-selling tarot deck and a ginormous book of 726 pages, a big, encyclopedia coffee table book. I've done really well, in other ways, and I just would not put the pedal to the metal and make the classes. Well, when High Priestess came out, man, I sat with that forever because I was like, all right, I need the one card that's going to tell me what I am supposed to be doing. Okay. You all can take tarot classes. Biddy Tarot has a huge array of tarot stuff in her portal. Humongous. Um, she's a nice lady, I think. I've never met her. She's probably a very nice lady. And she's, you know, she drops the knowledge out, and she's consistent about it, and it's accurate. And I think it's, I don't know, $29 a month or something like that. And there is Labyrinthos Tarot in their app. They're very good. And there, there are other people out there. Avia Vinifica in her tarot teachings. Hold on one second. Hey, Glenda. Pizza. So, sorry, you guys. I ordered pizza for dinner, and Miguel, the guy that always delivers it, is at the door. So thank God for technology. It just cracks me up. But anyway, apologies for the interruption, but pizza is important. So, on my sites, I have in-depth information about the cards. And if you buy my deck, the first thing that's in the deck is a 273-page full color book that's got all of the information in it about the animal as a spirit totem and power animal, and also the tarot card that it is associated with as the tarot card. For instance, what animal is with the Nautilus? Oh, the Nautilus is the Ace of Cups. Makes sense, right? Okay. So you can study all that anywhere. And I'm like, well, they can get all that everywhere. What am I feel like I'm supposed to be teaching, because that's essentially what the High Priestess is about, is sharing that knowledge. And I was like talking to a friend of mine, and she said, how many people have built what you've built online that are that big and make that much money? I said, I don't know. Not a lot. I mean, but that's not because it's not achievable. It's because it's a real business. It's not, you do some videos and you do some readings, and it's not like that. There's a formula to it, and there's a this to it. And she goes, right, how many people know that? I said, not many. And so I went ahead, and in the last mentorship I did, it's a long story, but I ended up giving, like, I don't know, 30, 35 extra hours in that mentorship based on SEO, search engine optimization, and how to load, why you load articles into YouTube the way you do, and this and that and whatever. And I'm turning that into a class because I've had so many people ask me. And all of, not every single thing is going in the membership portal about how to do that, but I'm doing, I have a membership portal opening in about a month, by October. And so I am doing, shortened videos with chunks of information at a time about how you do this and why you do it, and how you do this and why you do it, and how you grow your business online, and move towards making the money you want to make, or six figures, right? So I thought, oh, okay, she's right. There's the secret knowledge. And the minute I did that, people went buck wild. I mean, I probably got a list of 100 people that are waiting for me to put just a business class together. They're not interested in studying tarot right now. They're not interested in studying spirit animals right now. It's a shame because that's the business they want to be in. So I'm not really sure what that's all about. But over the last year, probably 100 people have said, please put my name on a list. When you do your just business class, I'm in. Okay. Well, I'm fixing to do it. Fixing, because I'm from the South. So all that said, this has been the longest reading ever. I don't know how long I've been blabbing, but I feel like it's a long time. And I just, again, I want to issue the invitation to you to slow down this October and make it a priority to study, or just to even be open to your intuition growing, your believing in it, your being able to decipher messages. And if you're headed towards you want to be a professional reader, then make sure that your top priority is accuracy and evidence. It does no good to a client if you give them a reading and it's super general. The client tells you they lost their grandma, and do you know how many readers go, I know, she's standing right behind your right shoulder. Bullshit. No, she's not. You can't prove that. Now, let's say that she is. Can you tell that gal or that man or that couple what the messages are from grandma that you couldn't possibly know? Like, maybe I don't know. I've had all kinds of things happen. Once I once I had a couple, they were so distraught and I felt so badly for them, and it really was about her grandma. And they both had been super close to her since they were kids, long story. And I looked at them and I said, "Oh, she shocked you." And they're like, "What are you talking about?" I said, "When you went to finally clean her things out of her room and her house, you you found a box of tarot cards and candles and little spells that had been written on those little baby notepads, the flip ones that had been written on those little things, and books about herbs and books about essential oils." And then they, in a really hidden place up in her closet, they found a few books on witchcraft and writing spells and shamanism and that kind of thing. And they never, ever, ever knew that was part of her life. So you never know what you're going to know when you do mediumship, evidential mediumship. But a person that can tell that couple that, would have no way to know that, and know that it threw them in a state of shock, and hence why they were getting a reading. You just don't even know until you're searching for evidence. So be that psychic, be that tarot reader, be that human being that wants to give true, accurate readings, evidential readings to clients, because it can change their life. It can absolutely save their life. Read 60,000 people and see what kind of stories you hear. See what kind of state people are in when they come to you, which is why I constantly repeat, I'm no medical professional of any kind. This is all, everything that I say is metaphysical in nature. It's spiritual in nature. And people have to take that for what it is. So I'm going to say it again. I'm issuing the invitation. And all of the links that we talked about to all of the information we talked about will be in the description below. I wish for you a beautiful journey through this month. I wish for you an astounding journey through this month. And if you have questions, if you have concerns, Bernadette at what is my, oh, actually, we have a new one. It's Howl, HOWL at whatismyspiritanimal.com. That's our new quote unquote customer service. Howl at whatismyspiritanimal.com. Hit me up there. Please don't write me on Facebook. People write me on Facebook every single day, and I just don't have the chance to get to those, but I will sit and go through email. And because people assume if you are answering them on Facebook, you're ready to have this whole conversation. No, I'm not. And I want to, I don't have the time to sit and chitty chat on any social media with anybody, including my family. So they text me. So anyway, please don't text me, because that's not an invitation, again, to have a whole, full on conversation. And I'm not being ugly. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So please howl at whatismyspiritanimal.com. All right. Having said that, I am just going to tell you what we say every time at the end of a video, which is do good for animals and stay wild.